Good morning, everybody. You're very welcome to join us this morning with a new Chamber member, Damien McCarthy of Damien McCarthy Landscapes. And Damien is based out in Emo. So Damien, you're very welcome, and it's a lovely sunny day down there in Laois. Looks great. Would you like to give us a bit of background to your business?
Thanks, Bernie, and good morning all. Background to my business, I started out working for a Dutch landscaper by the name of Evert Verveen, where he was a private landscaper, and he would design gardens and plant trees and do all kind of structures in the garden. And he come from a background himself where he was in Holland, and he had his own greenhouses and that, and then Glenealy in County Wicklow, close to my home place. He had his own greenhouse, and he used to grow his own trees and hedging and stuff like that. So he was a very particular and very artistic guy when it come to garden designing, and he was a great start for me to get going. And I took a liking to the landscaping, and following on from that, I'm 26 years out on my own now at it. But Evert still would have got me up to recently to do work for him. He retired from the garden end of it, and he'd become teaching. So he was a great guy to learn from. Yeah,
it sounds like you learned from the best. So you moved then to Laois in the last few years.
Yeah, I would have moved to Dublin for a few years, and so I was born and reared in Glenmalure in Wicklow, and in a lovely scenic area. And so from one scenic area to another, I ended up in Laois. Yeah, and Dublin was great for me as well, because I just got through loads of small gardens and still kept some clients in Wicklow. And since I moved down here, I thought I'm still going to have clients in Dublin, but it's not like that at all. Down here in Laois, I was very pleasantly surprised to find lovely houses, lovely people, lovely clients to work for, and I've now almost zero clients in Dublin, and so I'm getting well established down here. And thanks to the chamber and the likes of that, I'm getting to meet new people and just getting out there that here I am, and I'm here to look after your gardens if you want me.
And no better time. I mean, I know I've noticed in the last few weeks shops advertising staycation furniture, and doing up your garden for your staycation again this summer. So really, it's probably a very busy time for yourself, Damien.
Yeah, and it's a change in time as well. People are now looking at the gardens as an entertainment place to have guests, family, and that around, and a safe environment where you can, have your bar, have your barbecue. So requests that I'm getting now has differed from people looking to get, just a plain patio. They don't want a plain patio. They want an entertaining area.
Yeah.
They want an area that can be covered in like a pergola.
Yeah.
They want a fire pit that they can sit out in the evening. If they're having a meal out, they want to be able to continue their evening without having to send people home or whatever.
Yeah.
Stay in the guest bedroom, whatever you have to do, but we want to entertain you through the evening as well, that you can be comfortable. So it's really entertaining areas that are going to continue on into the evening for people, and so like they're thinking communions, confirmations, and just haven't been able to have the freedom of, I'd like to have a few pints tonight, and I'd like to have it with a few mates. Can't have it in a pub, it's not a safe environment, but my home is, and people are thinking that way more so now.
Absolutely.
Definitely changing time.
Yeah, so COVID has really changed. You wouldn't have even seen that coming, I'd say, this time last year when the lockdown was announced. It's crazy the way opportunities do come out of these kind of situations for some businesses. And in terms of the types of business that you're looking for moving forward, for anyone who's listening, is it mainly private, or are you also looking for commercial work?
Mainly private. Over the years, I've worked for a guy for over 20 years doing apple green service stations, and John, be good to him. He's getting near retirement age as well, but I won't say that. Don't tell him I said that.
It's too late. You've said it on camera.
but he's me old pal now. Like the first time he called me up to go look at a little job with him, and we worked on a Texaco station at the time. So I've done works, like I do a bit of groundwork as well. So like that's the commercial end of it that I would have done over the years. There was constant thing that was always there.
Yeah.
In recession times, it was great. I could turn into that and I could work for the filling stations. We would go in, we'd do gas lines and all. I'm like, I suppose, very aware of dangers and all now with electrics and stuff like that. Where underground works, I'm very good at finding stuff without breaking them or blowing myself up. Last thing without doing it. So, and then I come along and when there's a trench to be done through a forecourt or something, I can replace the tarmac, coblock, planting, whatever's to be done. So it's a great advantage. It was a great advantage for John to be able to get somebody in that can do the excavating, but it can do the actual finish work as well.
Okay.
And that led me to do some garden areas for the apple greens as well.
Okay.
Like on the motorway ones there for the sit down smoking areas.
Yeah.
I've done a couple of those where I've done the resin bond, and just public seating area and planting and stuff like that. And so they were nice projects to do. And then other commercial work. I do work in schools and stuff like that. I'm working in a school in Port Arlington at the moment. We're putting in a small playground area, climbing frame, but it's more of a sculpture. But it's kids can use it as well. And what's the school? They're actually thinking into the future as well. Where they're looking at doing outdoor teaching for the students, and so we've coordinated off a large area where the kids can be taught outside, like a classroom effect outside, but it's all in a hedge garden.
Wow.
And there's a sensory part to it, there's the playground part of it with the climbing frame, and there's 4 segments of it, but this might be one to look out for now and see how this goes, because I think other schools will catch on to this as well.
Yeah.
I know I'd love to do it in Nemo here where my kids are going to school, and such a great school. Something like that would be great there as well. But that's something.
Yeah, like you do see a lot of schools, teaching kids about growing vegetables and flowers and all of that piece. So it's
there is the vegetable segment in it as well. Yeah, vegetable segment, teaching sensory, and there's something else. There's the playground. There's another one in it. Yeah.
It's probably something that was missed kind of in, the recent generations, including my own, where that wasn't even part of the school curriculum, at all. But it's really important. And again, COVID has kind of forced people back to, been more self-sufficient and kind of getting out to nature and, all of that kind of piece that we've, again, neglected over the years, probably with our fast working pace lives. Yeah.
And not only is it very environmental friendly, but it's very economically built as well, compared to classrooms and heating and all like that.
Yeah.
Once the students are covered in from the shade and when they're outside, and just what I find now is just I'm finding it hard to find someone to do some physical work. I think the younger generation coming up haven't been outside enough and haven't got stuck in and being a bit more artistic outside and getting their hands dirty. And so I think it's very important for schools to catch on to this.
Yeah, we have to pull them away from their devices to get them out with a shovel, But look, hopefully that will happen, and as restrictions lighten up, that more opportunities will come up, that kids won't have to be on their devices so much either. It's a kind of a tricky one at the moment. So look, Damien, it was really great to interview you, and I think you're definitely the first interview I've done outside, and to have birds singing in the background is very pleasant as well. So it was.
I'm delighted you can hear birds singing, because it's a new garden. We're digging it all up, and so the birds can see potential here. So that's great.
Well, I can certainly hear birds singing there in the background, or else there's something squeaking very loudly.
Birds, all right.
And look, it's great to welcome you to the chamber, and looking forward to working with you over the next good few years.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to meeting local people down here, and being a local down here in Laois and Nemo is. I'm looking forward to meeting you all. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Hopefully, see you soon, face to face, Damien.
Thanks, Bernie.
Okay. Stay safe. Thank you.
Take
Thanks.
care. Bye bye.